also want to work to what I believe is an important thing, and that's simplifying our tax code. A fair, flatter tax, either one, the fair tax or the flat tax, is better than we have now. I liked the plan that Rick Perry had, which was a 20% flat tax across the board, with a couple of deductions still there. Because I believe that gets rid of loopholes, because we've got some people who aren't paying taxes and some people who are paying a huge amount of taxes. But that's got to be changed, and that way we can begin to turn this fiscal problem around. I also believe we need to develop a merit-based appropriation system so that the earmark system that has become such a way to trade votes and do this or that and spend your money goes away, but that we still invest in the infrastructure that we need. I-73, dredging your Georgetown port here. And most importantly, I think we need to pass a balanced budget amendment. But we need to learn from the mistakes that were made by one of my favorite people in history, Ronald Reagan. He came to Washington in 1980 and said there are 94 programs that we need to cut from this government. And by compromising and listening, trying to work and thinking that because you had opposition to that, you couldn't cut them. You would reduce them. At the end, he only was able to eliminate 12 programs. One of them that he didn't eliminate, but he shrunk, was the Small Business Administration. It went from being budgeted at $2 billion when Reagan came in to $85 million when he left. By 1993, by the time the first President Bush left office, it was already back up to $978 million, almost $1 billion, half of what it was. So you've got to buck up, have the backbone, and eliminate certain things to get this budgetary issue under control. The other crisis I think we face as a country is our jobs crisis. One of the main things we really need to do there is cut these crazy regulations that we have. That is stifling, I think, our big business and our small businessman. I'll give you a perfect example. In Myrtle Beach, we've been dealing with pool enclosures. Now, I don't know how many of y'all come to the beach. Y'all live here in Georgetown, so y'all are here. But you come down here on vacation, as I know Renee probably knows from her young children. There's no bigger babysitter in the world than a pool. You need one. And the folks have been trying to shut that down, saying that these glass pool enclosures are projectiles during a hurricane. Well, I've lived here for 41 years. I've never seen a hurricane in January. And that's the kind of ridiculous stuff that that one-size-fits-all government inflicts on people. We've got an even bigger issue with the Granger plant in Conway. It's coal-based. The EPA, the job-killing agency, is talking about emission standards and all this that may shut that plant down. Those of you who were here in 1989 when Hurricane Hugo came through remembers we had the only black start in the entire history of South Carolina. We were shut down across the board. There was no power. That was the plant that generated the power that got us back up and going in South Carolina. That's the kind of stuff we've got to eliminate.